What if I told you that the largest standing army in the world doesn't belong to the United States, but to China? With over 2 million active soldiers, stealth aircraft, hypersonic missiles, and cutting-edge cyber weapons, China's military, known as the People's Liberation Army, or PLA, is one of the most powerful forces on the planet. But here's the twist. Despite all this, many people still underestimate it. Why? Because while the West often focuses on flashy tech and Hollywood-style warfare, China has been quietly and strategically building a modern war machine that mixes ancient philosophy with next-gen innovation. So, how powerful is China's military really? Is it truly a sleeping giant, or is it already wide awake and watching? In this video, we're going deep, from raw numbers and scary tech to strategic ambitions and hidden weaknesses. This is China's military power, fully explained. Stick around for the 5 shocking military facts at the end. You'll never look at China the same way again. China's army is not just big, it's absolutely massive. With over 2 million active troops, the People's Liberation Army is the largest standing military force in the world. But it's not just one giant block of soldiers, it's a complex structure made up of different branches. The ground force, the largest branch, with hundreds of thousands of tanks, armored vehicles, and infantry. The Navy, rapidly expanding, with more warships than even the United States. The Air Force, equipped with advanced aircraft like the J-20 stealth fighter and hundreds of drones. The Rocket Force. This is China's strategic missile unit, responsible for both nuclear and conventional missile capabilities. The Strategic Support Force, a newer branch focusing on cyber warfare, space operations, and electronic countermeasures. Each of these branches is growing, modernizing, and becoming more independent in its capabilities. What's more, China divides its territory into 5 major military regions. These theater commands allow for faster reaction in key strategic zones, like the South China Sea, the Indian border, or near Taiwan. So no, it's not just about manpower anymore. It's about speed, tech, and strategy. And China is upgrading fast. When people think of advanced military technology, they usually think of the US, stealth bombers, space drones, and laser systems. But China is catching up, fast. Let's start with their stealth fighter, the J-20. It's often compared to the US F-22 Raptor. It's fast, hard to detect, and designed for both air dominance and long-range strikes. Now add hypersonic missiles to the mix. China has tested DF-ZF hypersonic glide vehicles, capable of traveling at over Mach 5 and changing direction mid-flight, making them nearly impossible to intercept. Some analysts believe China may have an edge over the US in this area, but it gets crazier. China's investing heavily in artificial intelligence and unmanned systems. They have swarms of drones that can coordinate attacks, AI-powered surveillance tools, and robotic vehicles for combat zones. These aren't just prototypes, they're being tested in real drills. Then there's cyber warfare. China has one of the most advanced cyber military programs in the world. From hacking satellites to launching digital attacks on power grids, this battlefield is silent, but devastating. All this signals one thing. China isn't preparing to fight yesterday's war. It's preparing for tomorrow's. Military power isn't just about weapons. It's about where and why you use them. China's military expansion is closely tied to its geopolitical ambitions. The country doesn't just want regional influence, it wants to reshape the global order. Let's start with the South China Sea, one of the most contested waters on Earth. China claims nearly the entire sea as its own, ignoring international laws and building artificial islands equipped with airstrips, missile systems, and radar stations. It's not just symbolism, it's control over vital trade routes worth trillions. Next comes the real powder keg, Taiwan. China views Taiwan as a breakaway province and vows to reunify it, by force if necessary. That's why military exercises around Taiwan have become larger and more aggressive. Fighter jets regularly fly across Taiwan's defense zone. Warships circle the island. The world watches nervously. And it's not just Taiwan. China is also flexing its muscles in the Himalayas, with deadly border clashes with India. And its expanding influence in Africa, Latin America, and even the Arctic. This isn't just defense, its projection of power. It's a message. We're here, we're rising, and we're not backing down. Power costs money, and China is spending big. In 2024, China's official military budget was over $225 billion, the second largest in the world, right behind the United States. But experts say that number could be even higher, considering hidden spending in cyber warfare, space tech, and paramilitary forces. Let's break it down. A massive portion goes into modernizing equipment, tanks, jets, ships, and missile systems. Billions are funneled into R&D, developing new weapons, artificial intelligence, and satellite tech. China is also investing in military infrastructure, bases in remote provinces, new naval ports, and training academies. And here's a key point. China's economy gives it leverage. It doesn't just fund its own army, it helps arm other countries too. Pakistan, Iran, and even African nations receive Chinese tanks, drones, and missile systems. Compared to the US, China spends less overall, but it spends more efficiently. No expensive overseas wars, no massive veteran costs, and a lot of domestic control. In short, China doesn't just have soldiers, it has the money and the machine to keep building more. And with its economy still growing, this military engine isn't slowing down anytime soon. For all its size, money, and tech, China's military isn't invincible. Let's start with combat experience, or the lack of it. China hasn't fought a full-scale war since 1979, during its brief conflict with Vietnam. Compare that to the US, which has engaged in dozens of combat operations in the past 30 years. Without real battlefield testing, no one knows how well China's forces would actually perform under fire. Then there's the issue of command structure. The PLA is controlled by the Communist Party, not an independent military leadership. That means politics can interfere with military decisions. Loyalty is sometimes valued more than competence. And what about morale? While China has millions of soldiers, some reports suggest low motivation among conscripts. Strict censorship in state propaganda can limit flexible thinking and initiative, two traits crucial in modern warfare. Another weak spot, logistics. China's military supply chains are improving, but still lag behind the US in global reach. Sustaining a long-distance operation would be a major challenge. So yes, China is rising, but it still faces serious obstacles, and not all of them can be solved with money. Ready for some mind-blowing facts about China's military? Here are 5 shocking truths you probably didn't know. China's PLA has the largest standing army, but it can mobilize over 20 million reserves in a crisis. That's bigger than most countries' total populations. The PLA Navy is building the world's first amphibious assault ship capable of carrying over 30 helicopters, a floating fortress designed for island invasions. China has secretly tested hypersonic missiles that can fly faster than any known missile on Earth and change course mid-flight to avoid interception. The PLA Strategic Support Force runs one of the world's most advanced cyber warfare units, capable of hacking satellites and disrupting communications globally. Despite all this power, China's military still uses some equipment dating back to the Cold War era, like tanks and aircraft designed decades ago. These facts reveal a military that is powerful, evolving, but also complicated and full of contradictions. So next time you hear about China's army, remember, there's a lot more beneath the surface. Thanks for watching. If you found this video eye-opening, hit the like button and subscribe to CountryQuest for more deep dives into the world's most powerful forces. Don't forget to click the bell to never miss an update. Got questions or thoughts about China's military? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video.